You need to understand how to engineer your luck. I repeat, you need to understand how to engineer your luck. Apologies for the voice. It may sound a bit croaky. It's been a crazy 2 days, but an incredible 2 days. I've been at Ideas Fest 2025. If you don't know what Ideas Fest is, I'm going to show you real quick. Let me share my screen. The UK's ultimate festival for founders. And when they're saying that, they're not joking. Some are labeling it the Glastonbury of business. You know what I mean? And I can attest to that. That this place is incredible. The networks, the connections, the friends made over the last 2 days has been mind blowing, an incredible experience. And if you are a founder and you are not at this event next year, then something is really wrong with you, respectfully. This place is super incredible, and honestly, it is it's a mind blowing experience. That's all I'm gonna say, and that is what inspired me to want to talk about engineering your luck, because the process of luck is described as when preparation meets opportunity, right? And with that in mind, you need to be real intentional about the way that you want to get to where you want to be. It doesn't matter what your plan or your goal is, you need to learn how to engineer your luck. And engineering your luck just means really focusing on how you can, get out your comfort zone, step into new opportunities, saying yes to opportunities. Like there's so many different realms of what it means to engineer your luck. But I'm gonna share a story from Ideas Fest, and hopefully it will inspire you to just start planning and prepping and implementing. I had a conversation at Ideas Fest with a few founders, and it was quite interesting. We spoke about, are you a planner or are you an implementer, or are you a bit of both? And it was interesting. I spoke to a lot of people, and then some of them were quite honest with themselves and said that they're very much a planner. They plan a lot and then they find it very hard to implement. Whereas I met some other people who said that they're very good with implementation, but the strategy to put in place is hardly done. So sometimes they get kind of stuck in the position. So you need to be in a position where you understand how to do both. You know what I mean? You need to be able to implement just as well as planning, and you need to be mindful of the way that you're kind of developing these plans and you're putting these procedures in place to ensure that you're doing it effectively and you have a plan in place. I have a 5 year plan. I have a 5 year plan in terms of where I want to take this to and where I want to take my business and all of the above. And it really just comes down to, firstly, have a plan. Have a plan in terms of where you would like to get to, and learn how to reverse engineer the process. I believe I spoke about the reverse engineering process in my last video, but you need to start off with a plan. I believe if you do not have a plan, then a plan will be made for you. It doesn't matter what situation you're in. If you do not have a plan, then someone will make a plan for you. And if you want to be the person that's in charge of your life, you need to really focus on what the plan is and learn how you can get from A to Z. If you have a plan of you wanting to scale your business, what does scaling look like? How far do you want to get in the scaling process? What does that true level of success mean to you? Think about that, work on it. Think of the ultimate destination of where you want to be within that time. Set a time frame in terms of how long you want to be pursuing this or working for. You know, at Ideas Fest, I met people who exited businesses like 7, 8 figure businesses. They exited and they made and earned a lot of money in the process. And that's what they said. If you're someone who's looking to build a business with the intention of selling, then you need to be having that process in your head from the get-go. If you are not in looking to exit or sell your business, then you need to understand, you need to know what your plan is and what your A to Z looks like. And then once you have an understanding of how your A to Z looks, you can reverse engineer the process. So that's the first thing I would say in terms of how to engineer your luck. Secondly, you need to be proactive and you need to think out the box. The first opening meeting or ceremony, I would say, at Ideas Fest was with Simon Squibb. And what he said was mind blowing in itself. And it really just honed in on the whole element of being proactive and thinking outside the box. He shared a story where he was with Richard Branson, and someone in the crowd must have got a paper plane and literally threw it towards Richard Branson. And he actually picked it up, had a look, and it was a QR code for his business. And a couple years later, Richard Branson invested in that business. So he shared that story in real time at the festival. And guess what someone did? A founder literally made a paper plane and done the exact same thing and sent it to Simon Squibb. And Simon commended him for that because honestly, within the tent, there was like, I don't know, like 500 people maybe in the tent, or maybe even more. Maybe even more, maybe even like 700 if I do like a rough estimate. But either way, out of all the people in the actual tent, there was only one person that literally done exactly what Simon said. And in the process of doing that, you've instantly allowed yourself to stand out in a field of founders because you took the proactive route and you chose to use your initiative to allow the people that you want to find, the people that you want to attract, to allow them to get into your world. And with the process of doing that, I highly recommend be proactive, think outside the box. That is how you truly engineer your luck, by doing things that no one is going to be thinking to do. And in that moment, the person literally had the idea based on what Simon said and literally implemented it in real time. You can't make this up. And from there, it really dawned upon me that a lot of people will hear the exact information. You could have a book detailing every step of the way of how you can make X amount of money if you follow these procedures. The problem is, not everyone is going to read it. And even if everyone reads it word for word, only a selective few will implement it. And that is the reason why I'm more than happy to provide as much value as possible in these videos, because honestly, if you're watching this and you're implementing it, you will become successful in your own right in regards of building your personal brand. But it's for you to really step into your power and understanding how to engineer your own luck in a way that makes the most sense to you. And I really think that the process of engineering your luck just comes down to the networking and the opportunity to say yes. You know what I mean? And the opportunity to be brave and to be bold and to really speak what you're doing into existence. I will be launching a personal branding AI agency, and it's going to be amazing. And I had so many people that had the opportunity to share this information with, and they gave me so much insights towards the planning and the implementation. And right now, I'm implementing. And as mentioned, I really want to document the process and showcase the journey. By no means is it going to be an easy journey, but I assure you that I will get it done. I will complete the mission of where I see myself in the next 5 years. And it all comes down to the development of what I'm doing. And with what is quite interesting is, with the process of engineering your own luck, being in a position where you meet the people who can potentially help you in the future. And it's not to say that you're meeting them and speaking with them on the basis that you only want to use them for financial gain or anything like that. It's really to network and be involved. Like honestly, let me share my screen and show you what I mean. So you see this man here, Daniel Priestley. I met him at Ideas Fest. Come on now. I met the GOAT. I met the GOAT at Ideas Fest. And we spoke about the personal branding and the AI, all the stuff that he speaks about. I literally told him, thank you for all the content that you're sharing with us and all the value that you're providing. Honestly, I told him I don't have any additional questions. I'm not even asking for anything. All I'm letting you know is thank you for giving me the tools. Now it's about the implementation, and we will meet again, and you will see me in a whole new level, and we'll be good friends. You feel me? I told you in the last video, he's a good friend of mine, and he didn't know me, but I met him, and that all comes down to saying yes to opportunities, seeing these opportunities, and going for it. Stop making excuses. I said in the last video, we need to cut out the excuses in order to meet the people we want to meet and do the things that we want to do. It all comes down to engineering your luck and presenting yourself in the best way possible. And all in all, the last thing I want to really touch on based on that is once you are in the process of engineering your luck, make sure that people can find you. Make sure that in the process of letting people know who you are, what you do, why you do it, that when they start looking at your work and they start looking at your content, they can actually see that you're doing stuff. You know what I mean? That you're doing the things that you're preaching about. And that is a reason why I want to show you guys in real time the video content that I'm producing is going to really shift the needle. And by doing this, I will be engineering my own luck by providing this level of value and then just showcasing in real time what can be done. So this was more of a quick video just to kind of share my insights of Ideas Fest. I may do another video with a bit more detail of the actual day, but honestly, you need to learn to engineer your own luck. And I hope with this video you gained a bit of insight. Please like, comment, subscribe if you found this video helpful. Let me know if you have any additional bits to add in terms of how to engineer your luck, or even let me know how you feel like you've engineered your luck in the process. And yeah, let's start a conversation because we need to be responsible for our future success, and our future success relies on us being intentional with the planning, intentional with the people that we meet, intentional with the way that we present our brand to the world. So people can be involved in our own ecosystem of all the content, all the work. It needs to be very effective and essential to do that. So all in all, I hope this was useful. As mentioned, please like, comment, and subscribe, and then we'll catch up next week. Peace out.